Hi guys, it's the Artsy Gamer back again for another video in our channel. Of course, grab your teas, grab your coffees, and yeah, maybe a little bit of food. And let's do this. Okay guys, you know how this works by now. Let's take a sip of black coffee before we begin. Come on, join me. Oh yes, baby, going on my Crash Bandicoot coaster there. And yes, guys, if you're new here today and you are into gaming retrospectives, complete and boxed experiences, art and graphic design, and of course a whole load of nostalgia, then yes, you are so in the right place here. So definitely consider giving this channel a subscribe and a like to the video if you haven't already. And yes, guys, if you are enjoying the Artsy Gamer mess and madness and want to get notified when the next video goes live, then of course just pop on your notification bell, powered by Tails there. Wow, just a quick recap from over the weekend. We did get a bit artsy-fartsy and we started to draw the sparks from Spyro. Let's just get this to the camera now. So yeah, here we go. We've got sparks there with a little bit of a split fiction theme going on as well. So just behind sparks there, I've got a bit of a rift going on. One side marking out kind of the fantasy and the fairy tale vibe, and the other side a bit more sci-fi, a bit more futuristic. And yeah, it was David that gave me the idea, because actually at the moment we are currently playing Split Fiction on the PlayStation 5 as my couch co-op playthrough, having a really awesome time. And actually, funnily enough, this week we're going to hop back on again on Wednesday afternoon, so of course guys, definitely stay tuned for that. But because we were on it and because we're in that kind of vibe, I think he was like, yeah, you definitely need to get a bit of this in your art, because I tell you what, some of the colours and the imagination that has gone into that game in terms of art style really is second to none. So yeah, it is kind of my bag, and I had to put something with Split Fiction into some of my art pieces, and I thought this one would work really well with Sparks there, as Sparks does have that kind of like mystical, magical theme about him anyway. So yeah, but it wasn't a full colour yesterday. Again, another little announcement. Next week I am on holiday in Cornwall. Absolutely. And I do like to get a little bit arty-farty when I'm just relaxing on holiday, of course. And I thought I'll actually go to town and colour this by myself. But of course, I'll keep this updated for you guys on TikTok and stuff like that. And yeah, when it is ready, I'm sure it'll be for a giveaway. Absolutely. But anyway, guys, enough of that. You are obviously here for story time. Yes, it's Monday, guys. You know what that means. I take a lovely manual for one of my gaming collection, boxes, I guess, and then I do a little bit of a read to you guys, because yes, absolutely, some of the stories in these manuals should not be missed. It is a form of art, and yes, it's the Artsy Gamer, so of course I feel it is my duty to show that to you guys. But you know what? I completed Simpsons Hit and Run over the weekend, so I thought, you know what? Come at a really good time. On a Monday, I would be whopping out some manuals, and I thought, yes, I could kind of tie two birds with one stone, kill two birds with one stone. Whatever.
Tie two birds with one stone, kill two birds with one stone, whatever.
And yet do a little bit of both for you guys today. So yeah, just take you a little bit of a flick through the manual, and of course, yeah, I think it's the tips and tricks that I would like to read to you at the end of the manual there. And of course, I might just have a little look at the back of the box today. There's a really nice kind of guided story on the back there as well to kind of whet the gamer. Whet the gamer? Whet the appetite of the gamer.
Whet the gamer, whet the appetite of the gamer.
ready to play the game. So I would like to read a little bit of that to you today as well. And of course, just giving my overall nostalgic thoughts and feelings of that game. And yes, now that I've completed it as an adult. So yeah, a really fun video today. Of course, it isn't going to be the full complete unbox where we look at the art and graphic design. Of course, I have already done that. Of course, links to that video will be down in the description. So definitely take a look at that, because I know we have got a load of new subscribers again over on YouTube. I cannot believe it. The support over here has been absolutely second to none. And yeah, they would have just joined before, you know, they had seen that Simpsons Hit and Run complete unbox. So yeah, definitely check that out if you haven't already. Right then, guys, enough of me waffling. We're going to take a sip of coffee. And we're going to go straight into the Simpsons Hit and Run box art and stuff like that. So let's go. Okay, baby.
Oh my God, don't want to be knocking anything.
All right then, so here we go. Simpsons Hit and Run. I have now fully completed this as an adult. I am so happy. This was something that I did dabble with as a child. I would have probably maybe got halfway through the game, and it was very, very tricky playing it as an adult. So I'm sure that's why I kind of, well, let it die off as a child. So yeah, my memories of playing this game when I was younger was just farting around, basically, just going into NPCs' cars and maybe trying to get the odd coin here and there and kicking bees and kicking NPCs and stuff like that. So yeah, that was kind of my nostalgia going into this game, just having a laugh really, but never actually following the game through right to the end. And guys, yeah, like I just said, I can see why some of these missions in the game are absolutely
Tough nut.
tough nut. I don't even know what I'm trying to say with that.
Tough nut. I don't even know what I'm trying to say with that.
Because, yeah.
I'm speechless. That's how hard some of those trials were. I'm not joking.
Especially when this is a 7 rated game. So, come on, yeah. I'm not really quite sure why they've decided to make some of these challenges so hard, given it is a game for youngsters. But anyway, yeah, we will get there when we get there, when we have a little look at the disc. But yeah, that's kind of my overall nostalgic thoughts going into this. Yeah, I didn't really fully complete it. I was just, yeah, messing around, farting around, you know the drill. Because yes, guys, it was kind of like a fun GTA for kids, actually. It really, really was. You know, you probably saw your dad playing on GTA, although, cough, cough, I was playing it anyway at the age of 5.
Cough, cough, I was playing it anyway at the age of 5.
But, you know, a kid-friendly one. So, yeah, you know, I'm sure parents of the time were like, oh, actually, go on then. You know, I'm sure little John has seen me playing this game, and I know he's a little bit desperate to get on GTA, you know. But here we go, I'm buying this. It's a little kid-friendly one. And yeah, absolutely, I think that worked really well if you were an adult of the time. And, you know, kids were pestering you to go on. Oh, no, you can't. But, you know, check this out, and then, yeah, I'm pretty sure kids were content, because I certainly was.
Even though I was playing both.
But yeah. But yeah, that's kind of my thoughts going into this. But yeah, there is the front of the box. Absolutely iconic, isn't it? It is just stapled in your memory. That Homer there, just absolutely giving it large. That's what I'm saying. Running away from the absolute chaos that is behind him. I really, really love the box art. And funnily enough, there was a comment on YouTube saying, what's your favourite box so far? And I actually said, yeah, Simpsons Hit and Run. At the moment, it's got to be Simpsons Hit and Run. The art, the colours, the design is so up my bag. I love The Simpsons anyway, growing up as a kid, just watching it on the TV. So yeah, that art style really appeals to me anyway. So maybe I'm a little bit biased with regards to that, but I think overall, at the moment, Simpsons Hit and Run is resting at my #1 spot in terms of just the look of the front cover of this lovely box here. So yeah. Again, guys, like I said, normally I would now just dive into all the, the really cool aesthetic look of this, but, we're here for the story time, so we'll just take a little flick on to the back then, guys. So yes, here we go. I love the back as well of this. It isn't just wow, just a plain background with screenshots here and there. They have really gone to town with making it kind of fit within the theme. So we've got the comic book guy shop here with all his really awesome TV screens. Probably they were meant to be showing some cool kind of cartoon or comic, TV show, but they flipped them out and popped them with some really lovely screenshots of the game. I really, really love that. I dig that, absolutely. So again, I will just hold it up a little bit closer to the camera there, but like I said, full complete unboxed experience of this has already been done, so again, link to that is in the description. But yeah, I'll be going into the town to, just going in with, a poo there, doing a bit of exploration and coin collecting. So yeah, but I just really, really like the look of that, and alien tentacles and stuff. Just wow, really brings it together, doesn't it? Really brings it together. But guys, okay then, starting off, with story time. We've got a lovely little bit here on the back. Now, when I do my story time stuff, actually, I normally leave the back because there is actually a more compelling story within the manual. But unfortunately, and it is a little bit of a shame, The Simpsons actually didn't really give kind of like an opening scene in the manual, and kind of, not really on the back as well, to the story itself. There was nothing there to really grab the gamer in terms of storyline. So that is a little bit of a shame. But nevertheless, we're going to read this lovely piece here, and also at the back of the manual there's some really cool tips and tricks that I said I would like to read to you. So yeah, here we go then, guys. Let's take a sip of black coffee.
Well, I'm going to put my glasses on. You don't really need to put your glasses on, so maybe just sit back, little children.
Cross your legs and listen to this. I am the teacher getting you ready for the start of the working and school week. Do you know what I mean? Lovely. Okay then, here we go. Glasses are going on, baby.
Glasses are going on, baby.
Yeah, okay, so here we go. And hopefully I can get the lovely back of the box here in the screen as I read. So,
Springfield's biggest driving hazards are let loose. Drive yourself crazy in a lawless fender benders and chaotic head-on collisions as your favourite Simpsons character. Buckle your seatbelt and set out on foot to investigate creepy crop circles and biological conspiracy threatening to obliterate Springfield. Drop that donut and grab the wheel.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah, that's really cool. Again, I would say that just really excites the gamer. I would say, it doesn't really give too much away of the story, but it does. It really drives that gamer, doesn't it? It's like, oh, okay, there's a lot to do here. There's a little bit of exploration on foot. You're gonna be going in cars and smashing here and smashing there. Races to your heart's content. Collectibles and, yeah, drop your donut and grab the wheel. So yeah, that's really funny. So there's going to be some really cool humour in there, classic Simpsons humour. So yeah, really, really like that there. But again, like I said, not too much of a story, which I would quite like a little bit of both. If they could have taken the time to, maybe put that on the back, I would say maybe off to the side there, another little comic strip maybe of giving a bit more information about the story. But yeah, there we go. I really do like that. But of course we will give it the Artsy Gamer pop. Yes, and here we go. Now let's look at this, guys. Again, I have already said on my complete unboxed how wonderful this disc art is here. Again, I would say one of the best discs I have seen to date in my gaming collection. I just love how it isn't just a straight copy and paste there. They've taken elements from the front cover, yes, but just mixed it up. They've used the circle of the disc there to create that really cool, awesome ring of fire.
Some ring of fire.
As Lisa and Bart just jump through it. I just think it is really, really awesome there. And again, it is something that just screams to the gamer, come on, let's just pick that out and put you in my PlayStation 2. I absolutely love it. Classic Simpsons hit and run there on the front. Just a beauty of a disc. It really is. Again, you've got the standard PlayStation 2 logo there, other little bits and bobs and advertisements. But I would say, actually, they haven't put too much on. They really have gone to town with the artwork on this disc, and I think that is just perfect. They didn't need to do any more, and I think that is solid. A really, really lovely, solid disc art. And again, guys, yes, complete and box experience. I've already done this on my channel, where I will go into a little bit more depth on the disc there. But of course, let's just go into a little bit of the gameplay then, as I've played it as an adult, because I'm kind of tying two things in here, two videos, my kind of like thoughts now as I played it as an adult, and again, of course, my lovely little story time. So yes, oh my gosh, well, I tell you what, this game didn't let me down, shall I say. This game did not let me down at all. I remember it being really fun, really quirky, yes, challenging, but you just have an absolute laugh. And yes, my memory absolutely was spot on there. I dived straight into it, and then yes, it was fun. It was quirky. It was hilarious. And yes, it was absolutely challenging at times. But yeah, it was really comforting to know that my memories really did live up to kind of my expectations of this game, because I think what can happen occasionally, especially as kind of like new gaming collectors come into this and buy games based off nostalgia, you were younger then, you were playing it, you know, at a different time of, well, you know, year and era and stuff like that. So I would say sometimes your thoughts can be obscured, but you know, I don't think they were in this game. It really did live up, absolutely. But just backtracking there, you know, I have revisited some games before and remember them as a kid being absolutely spectacular, and then I have, you know, revisited them as an adult and actually been let down. Yeah, the game just wasn't as good, but I am pleased to say that yes, Simpsons Hit and Run is just, yeah, absolutely top dollar. I don't know why there hasn't been any sort of remake or remaster of this game. I do believe it is down to companies and their rights and who owns what bit to this game, because I do believe multiple companies were actually put together to produce this game. So I think it might be some sort of like rights thing that has kind of prevented this from actually getting a remaster or a proper remaster. I mean, yes, I know there's probably been kind of like indie developers that have done a little bit of this and a little bit of that on PC and stuff. But you know, a proper release, I don't think realistically anything will come about anytime soon, mainly because of the rights to this. But what a shame, because I do think it would still live up today, absolutely. I'm sure small little gamers of today would absolutely love to play this game on, you know, modern hardware like a PlayStation 5, yeah. Going into some of the gameplay then, it is just a lot of racing, but yeah, it is hit and run, so of course that's what you're going to be expecting. So racing, collecting things in your car, really tight timings actually. Gosh, you know, you'd be completing missions with probably only 2 or 3 seconds to go. It is really tight for time, and hence why some of those challenges were actually really tricky towards the end. You did actually have to start to learn out the layout of each map, because that would help you in the long run, especially if you remembered where shortcuts were, because I believe some missions were only doable if you went the shortcuts. There was no way you were doing some of these missions if you went the long way round and following those arrows, which I do think is a little bit deceiving, especially if you are a younger gamer playing this and, you know, you seeing these green arrows, well, that's the way you're expected to go. And, you know, me being me, probably back in the day, Absolutely, I'm just seeing these green arrows and yeah, off I go. But no, you know, you kind of don't really put the two and two together when you're young, and that's just my opinion of like the world layout and what the game is asking you to do. So yeah, now I realise that yes, you know, I'm gonna have to take this shortcut rather than following those green arrows because I am not getting there in that time. Also, there was like transportation portals, I believe. Another fan of the channel was saying that. Jay, again, a really great guy and always interacting with my TikTok and YouTube. And he was saying like he would get in some sort of transportation thing or a portal or whatever to get to the next area to be able to complete the mission. And I didn't actually notice any of that. So maybe I should have explored that option as well, because there were getting to points where I had continued and continued and continued to do the mission, but I just wasn't getting anywhere with it, even though I thought I was taking regular shortcuts. To the point where the game was like, yeah, do you just want to skip it? And I am ashamed, actually. I am ashamed to say that I probably did skip about 4 missions in total in this game. I think maybe if I wasn't just doing it on TikTok and I was by myself, then I probably would have grinded a little bit more. But I was aware that I did have viewers and they were consistently watching me repeat and repeat and repeat the same game loop. So I was very conscious of that, and I didn't want to really lose anyone's interest. So yeah, that's when I would start to skip some of the missions. But not to say that I can't go back to them, because yes, I do believe you can go back into the chapters and go back and revisit them, and I can explore those areas a little bit more and try and find those shortcuts or the transportation portal things that my viewer Jay was on about. So yeah, and again, there's so much more to do as well. I didn't 100% complete this game. You know, you can buy so many different cars, collectibles, costumes for every single character, hidden cars and stuff like that. So there is so much more to explore after you've done this game. And again, like, you see that in games of today, don't you? You know, for example, Ghost of Yote, you know, you completed the game, but there's so much more to do. So I do believe this game was massively ahead of its time. It really, really was. You know, once you've completed the game, go away and do all this, explore Springfield even more. And I think that is just so cool. And again, that is why I'm so upset that this game doesn't have a modern release or a modern port, because it would so live up to today's expectations as modern gamers. So yeah, what a shame, what a shame.
Calibart Man! I didn't do it.
But overall, a really fun, fantastic time I've had playing this game. I do not regret buying this game for, gosh, probably £35. I think I did actually get a little bit of a reduction because there was a bit of posted issues with this. But yeah, this game is very pricey. I believe it's so pricey because this is kind of the only way you can experience an authentic game of Simpsons Hit and Run. You have to buy it on PlayStation 2 or Xbox or GameCube to be able to play it. So I believe that is why it is, yeah, quite pricey actually, and probably only going to go up the more time goes on without any modern releases on this. So yeah, so get it whilst you can, guys. Get it whilst you can, because I do believe this game is probably only going to go up and up and up in price, especially if you have got a really, or looking for a really lovely clean copy, if you're game collecting. Yeah, so absolutely. But gosh, that was my thoughts on it going into this game as an adult. If you are looking to explore this game, you're a little bit unsure, just go for it, guys. Like I said, prices are going to go up. You're going to have a fantastic experience. And yes, if it does get a little bit too hard, there are options to skip as well. So yeah. But okay, my coffee, sorry. Gosh, I'm sorry, coffee.
My coffee, sorry, gosh, I'm sorry, coffee.
My coffee is going cold, so let's just take a sip of coffee, guys. Yes, baby. And of course, we will get our glasses back on and we'll have another little look at the back of this manual where there's some lovely tips and tricks that I would love to read to you guys. Of course, I will just give it a very quick flick through, but again, like I said, full complete and boxed experience of this is already on my channel, so yeah, just have a little look at that. I will pop the link in the description. Okay then, so yeah, here we go. This is my lovely manual. Absolutely mint as hell. No finger indentations or anything. This is basically brand new. So very, very happy to have this in my collection. Of course, it isn't actually too long, this manual. Like I said at the start, they don't really go too much into story at all, which is a shame because the manual here is so beautiful, you know, full colour, lovely character models on each page, just to bring the game alive, I would say, through the book, which is great. You know, lovely colours that match the game and aesthetics throughout, which is really nice. Lovely big screenshots to guide the gamer, which is fantastic. Again, that's what you want. You want actual proper screenshots from the game because you want to be looking at that TV, don't you? And then also exactly what you want to see here on the book, because, you know, you don't want, I would say, artist interpretations of the game there. You need it to be proper screenshots, which have been used, which is great. Lovely, lovely stuff here. Homer, absolutely brilliant. I love that shot of him there. That's just brilliant. Sums him up and the game all together, doesn't it? So yeah, there we go. Now this is the little bit that I would like to read to you because this just really gives me the Simpsons hit and run vibe. Absolutely. Just the tips and tricks to help you crack through Simpsons hit and run. And I tell you what, yeah, you need these tips and tricks, especially back in the day when, yeah, internet wasn't too big. They didn't have anything that readily available to just, you know, have a look at to help you go through the game. And probably hence why I did stop as a youngster there. My dad probably did have a little help as well, and he probably didn't know what to do. And then, yeah, sadly, we just kind of put it on the back burner because we weren't really getting anywhere with it. But yeah, here we go. So we'll start off with the Marge bit first. And again, sit back, relax, guys. And
we're gonna get a bit story time.
so here we go.
Keep your eye out on a hit and run meter. Striking too many obstacles and pedestrians will attract the attention of the police.
Oh, okay, yeah, and I had plenty of those times actually, and oh my gosh, that was so annoying. You know, you'd be nearly completing a mission, probably 2 seconds away, and a police car just absolutely KOs you, and then boom, you didn't make it to the end of the mission. So yeah, some of those stuff were painful, I tell you. But anyway.
Here we go. Don't worry about collecting coins when you're in the middle of a mission. You can take your time later and roam freely without adding pressure of completing a task.
So yeah, that was pretty cool. Once you had completed some missions there, you did have kind of that free roam, which is really great. That kind of like open world aspect. Again, that GTA vibe that most people think of this game. So yeah, that was really good. And again, massively ahead of its time, wasn't it?
So Wanger races can be a great way to earn coin quickly.
Now, there were times throughout the game where I was struggling to get coins because you would have to get certain cars or certain costumes to progress. Because I wasn't really kind of like going into it, getting all these coins and stuff like that, every time I did need to do that, I was just kind of resorting back to bees and boxes. So I never actually really decided to do any races, so maybe that would have been a good way of earning coin as well. So yeah, maybe just something for you to consider if you are thinking about playing this game. So yeah, here we go.
The best way to destroy a wasp is with the jump kick attack.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I do like the jump kick attack, actually, especially as Homer, you know. You just get his whole heavy lump of a weight and then just whack, you know, one of the wasps with his massive leg. So yeah, that was really cool. And what I did notice towards the end of the game, wasps were a lot harder to hit actually. They'd be like flying around here, there and everywhere. You know, they were so hard to get, and also they would zap you as well. So you're trying to get coins out of them, but if you're not careful, they'll zap you and then you'll just lose more coins. So that was a little bit annoying, but again, fun at the same time. Okay.
Use the camera controls to look around the world for collector cards.
Yeah, so there were really awesome cards that you could collect throughout the game. Each mission had different cards. I thought that was really cool and really interactive actually. Again, I didn't go ahead and get every single card, but yeah, maybe actually in my own time I could look to do that and yeah, get the whole collections, which would be really awesome. Okay, here we go. So
practice using the handbrake to slide around corners at high speed.
So yes, absolutely, some cars did have a really nice tight turn as you braked, so that was really cool. And yeah, some of those missions you were kind of like, oh, really tight hairpin turns, especially around that dock area as well with the boats and stuff. So yeah, the handbrake turn did come in play actually quite a bit. Okay, so
different vehicles have different speeds and handling characteristics. Make sure using the best vehicle for the situation.
So yeah, make sure you're using the best vehicle for the situation, and I couldn't agree anymore. You know, you don't want a really slow truck when you're trying to race against a really speedy car. So yeah, that's just a basic example there. But also, you know, you might want a big, heavy kind of like truck to actually crash into some of these cars, because that was also another, you know, kind of style of mission there. You would have a car that you just have to basically keep crashing and crashing into till it explodes. So yeah, definitely get the right vehicle. Okay, and then
collect these special collector cards to unlock special bonuses.
So even then, you know, it was almost like little DLC packs, you know, once you've collected all your cards, you've got some bonus stuff to have a little play around with. So yeah, that was really cool. And again, something I didn't explore, but again, probably would like to go back and do that. So yeah, wow. Just what a game. And again, I'll just hold you up that. Look at that. Just hold them up to the camera there. Those lovely character models. Oh, brilliant. Look at Maggie there. Yeah, and then there we go. That kind of brings it off to the credits. And the back of the book. Yeah, I think you do have a note section as well, which is cool. And then, yeah, lovely advertisements. We all love an advertisement, don't we? Of, I believe, the box set of The Simpsons. Yeah, really great. Oh my gosh. Well, there we go. That was my little story time for you guys here over on the Artsy Gamer. Every Monday, come and join me. Sit back, relax, and I'll get you basically ready for the school week, guys. But anyway, let's just pop this back here. But talking about Simpsons Hit and Run and that kind of GTA vibe that it gives, over the weekend I did actually go back to my parents' house. I often do actually on a Sunday, just because I'm in the area for my training, and I'll just stop by maybe for a quick cup of tea, which is really nice. And again, guys, how annoying, I forgot my microphone again. I did leave it there last week, had every intention of picking it up,
and I forgot it.
So again, apologies if audio is a little bit here, there and everywhere this week. I can't believe it. But then again, I have heard people say audio is fine via the camera. So anyway, just saying that. But what I did pick up was this. I found this. Look at this, guys. So a massive gaming book, a gaming hypes. Gaming book. I don't know why I used the word high there. Maybe I'm getting a little bit high as I saw this come into the camera here.
Hypes? Gaming book? I don't know why I used the word high there. Maybe I'm getting a little bit high as I saw this come into the camera here.
But yeah. Yeah, to basically guide you through the game of GTA 5, can you believe? Now, this book came out when this was released on the PlayStation 3, so yeah, very, very old book, actually. But yes, oh my gosh, I am definitely dedicating a video to this sometime soon. Again, of course, we're not going to go on every page, but on the odd kind of double page spread in this book, there is some really awesome art and posters and stuff that I just have to show you guys, especially if you didn't know that this kind of book, this guidebook, was around. There's probably a lot of art in here that people don't actually know exists unless you had got this book. So yeah, really, really awesome. I can't believe how thick it is actually, but obviously it needed to be because GTA 5 is a massive, massive game, isn't it? It literally just goes hard with different areas to explore, mechanics, who to meet, what to do, how to upgrade, the maps, oh gosh, all the different NPCs, all the side missions, all the cars you can get. Like, honestly, this book just goes on and on and on and on. But again, it wasn't a time of, you know, the world where internet just wasn't that readily available. It really wasn't. And youngsters of today probably, you know, they're, what do you mean? It just wasn't at the touch of a button. But it really wasn't, you know, you did have to explore. And gaming kind of like content creators were at that infancy, weren't they? So again, they probably didn't have that many subscribers. They weren't really kind of like on the algorithms of gamers, YouTubes and stuff like that. So you really did have to explore the internet to kind of get the answer you wanted, and it might have actually been quicker to actually look it up in a goddamn book this size. So yeah, can you believe that this was printed for GTA 5 as well? Wow, wow, wow. And I know another fan of the channel, Joel's Gaming, who has actually previously won a giveaway, she actually said she's got quite a few of these books. Now, I've only got GTA 5 here, but she says she's got Vice City and San Andreas. Can you believe? So yes, I would absolutely love, you know, maybe more of a retro one. So I might have to have a little look on Vinted maybe, just to see if I can get my hands on, you know, maybe like a San Andreas or a Vice City, actually, because that would be really cool. And I wonder how much they're going for. I mean, at the time, this was $14.99. But yes, gosh, I mean, they could be a lot cheaper, or they could have gone off in price. I don't know. But yeah, there we go. Can't wait to do a little bit of a video on that. Right then, guys. Well, that is me for today. I hope you enjoyed that video of our Artsy Gamer story time. And yes, definitely more videos to come this week. That is me, the Artsy Gamer. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Over and out.